Hey, my name's Traci Abeyta. I'm the director of marketing here at the Colorado Rockies in Denver, Colorado.
I love it. And we're doing this series called My Mile High Why because the 36th annual ALSD Premium Experience Conference is being held in Denver next summer, June 21 to 23. And we'll hopefully get to see the beautiful Coors Field while we're out there. So, here to interview the experts who live, work, and play in Denver. So, Traci, I'd love to start first on Coors Field specifically. It is
Yeah.
the first and perhaps only venue, I think, in the US that has its own brewery. Tell me more
Yeah.
about it and maybe other gems in the ballpark that guests may not even know of.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, the Sandlot Brewery, was opened in 1995 when we opened Coors Field. It is actually the place that Blue Moon, the Belgian wheat ale, was created, which is really cool. It's currently not brewed here, but they're trying to bring it back. It's open to ticket holders throughout the game. It's actually constructed in one of the original buildings here downtown that was built in 1913. And so that original building on the corner still stands, and we created the Sandlot Brewery in there. So obviously a very popular place for people to visit. It's also won several awards, a lot of the beers that have come out of there. So it's pretty cool. Some of the other awesome places to visit when you're at Coors Field, we have the Helton Burger Shack, which is named after our Hall of Fame player, Todd Helton. He played 17 years here with the Rockies and now has his own burger shack. We also have actually three different barbecue spots throughout the building, which is great to visit. We have, the rooftop, which I think most people have heard of the rooftop. It is a highlight point here at Coors Field and a great place. I always think if you have the day off on a day game, that's where the singles really like to mingle. And it's a hot spot. So, yeah, we've got a lot of great places to visit throughout the ballpark.
I heard you say two things that piqued my interest. Is Denver a hot spot for barbecue?
It's not, but we do have some amazing barbecue spots here. GQ Barbecue is a local, locally owned. He actually won several barbecue contests throughout his history here, and he opened up several different locations in the Denver metro area. And they they wanted to be a part of Coors Field, so they have a couple of stands here in the ballpark. And then we have Famous Dave's, and then we serve our own barbecue at the Sandlot. So yeah, it's kind of, when I was researching and thinking about all the different places, I'm like, well, it's weird that we have three barbecue spots. You can get kind of a taste of everything.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing that piqued my interest is to understand the hours that the brewery is open on non-game days.
So it's not open. It used to be open on non-game days, but then just as time went by, it just didn't make sense. So it's only open on game days. However, you can rent it on non-game days if you wanted to have it for a private space or an event. So
That makes a lot of sense. What about the Purple Row? That's another feature that I think many
yeah.
fans that are local to Denver may know, but not those that aren't from there.
Yeah, the Purple Row is actually exactly 1 mile above sea level, so 5,280 feet. And it's painted purple. Every seat in that row across the entire upper deck is painted purple. We do have a lot of fans from out of town that want to sit in that row, even though it is up on the third deck and it's high. But it is kind of a cool spot because I don't think there's anywhere else in Major League Baseball that is exactly 1 mile high. So it's a popular place. People like to hang out there, take their picture. Even if they're not maybe sitting there, a lot of people go up and take their picture in the Purple Row.
Yeah, I love to. I think it was the Nuggets that did the jerseys with the 5280. Do you guys do anything like
Mhm.
that?
On our City Connect are actually, I believe both of them, but we just launched our second version of City Connect this last season, and it does have a 5280 patch. I'm not sure if it's on the jersey or inside the pocket,
Yeah.
but yes, we definitely think about, 5280, the mile high. It comes into a lot of things that we're marketing or talking about from the team
Sure.
standpoint.
And that leads us to the next thing, right? This humidor. You were
Yeah.
telling me about it a little last time we were there.
Yeah.
What the hell is it? It's like I got to
Yeah.
know the humidor and how it came to be versus playing in the altitude, et cetera.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting story. We had an engineer, he's actually still with the organization, that came back from a hunting trip and his leather boots had shrunk. And how it all came to be, he was starting to think about, back in the late 90s when we played at Coors Field, and even in early 2000s, the balls flew out of here, right? The home runs, we were the Blake Street Bombers, they were all hitting 30 plus home runs. Well, over time, it started to once he had discovered that his leather boot had shrunk, he realized that also the leather baseballs were shrinking. And so our balls were actually playing at a lighter weight than someone playing at sea level, for example. And so the humidor was created, obviously all okayed by MLB and per standards and everything. It was created, and now every team actually has a humidor. I believe in all of MLB baseball, every stadium has a humidor. I believe even some minor league teams do. But now the ball is kept at the same standard across the league. So our ball has the same humidity, if you will, as someone playing in Miami. So yeah, the ball it basically leveled the playing field because there in the 90s and early 2000s, we a lot of home runs were hit out of here. We had a lot of high scoring games, so it did have an unfair advantage, but nobody knew about it at the time until this whole discovery of like, oh, actually this ball is a little bit lighter than a ball at sea level. So it's pretty cool, and it's a very unassuming. It actually looks like a keg cooler on our lower level. Very unassuming place. It's you walk right by it all the time, but there is a whole process. We have Major League Baseball officials that come in and the balls are removed. They mud the balls. Like it's a whole thing now. So, but it's cool. I mean, again, it keeps everything equal, which is nice.
Thank you for explaining that. That's a really neat feature of the ballpark and now everywhere else. The last question we have to ask, I'm not coming to Coors Field. I'm coming to Denver. What do I do? What are the hot spots that Traci likes to go to?
Yeah, there are a ton of rooftop bars just within a few blocks of Coors Field and what we call Lodo, which is the lower downtown district. So Lodo is what really, when Coors Field was created, this whole area was completely revitalized with having Coors Field here. So a lot of these places used to be warehouses. They're now bars and really nice restaurants. So you can always catch the game at one of the rooftop bars. One of my favorite spots is actually McGregor Square, which is our new complex across the street that has a grass berm with a huge big screen TV. And we've got adult beverages that you can purchase there, and then great food options at Milepost Zero, a lot like a food court type thing, and then some great restaurants over there as well. So yeah, if you're not at Coors Field, there's a ton within, just a few blocks of it. And people always ask me kind of like, where are your favorite places? And it always kind of changes. We've got the Cherry Cricket, which is a great burger spot. We've got La Loma and the Rio, which are great Mexican places. We've got Tom's Watch Bar, which is a huge sports bar that people like to hit up pre and post game at McGregor Square as well. So yeah, it's a lively area. During games, especially Friday nights, Saturday nights, downtown Denver, it gets a little hectic in the summer, but this is the place to be. Everyone wants to be at Coors Field, and they always have a good time and head up to the rooftop and hang out with their friends. So
absolutely. And it's funny, I was telling others that I've done this series with so far, everybody's mentioning different places. I mean, obviously people are going to mention Red Rocks and Coors Field and Lodo and Rhino, but then all these other little hot spots are popping up too. Mm-hmm. So we're actually writing a pseudo report, if you will, on all the hot spots in Denver that we're going to send to our attendees before they get there, because they're always looking for places to go. So this is fantastic to add to the list. Traci, did we miss anything? Anything else that ALSD attendees and others should know before we come out next June?
I would just say couple of side notes for those that don't come to altitude often. Drink a lot of water. Make sure you bring sunscreen. And just get out and enjoy. I mean, the city's fantastic, but we also are not far from the foothills and Red Rocks, and there's some other great places to visit throughout the city. And it's clean, the people are friendly, the sun shines. Like, I think all the people coming out here are going to have just an awesome time. I'm excited to see you guys and host you here at Coors Field.
I love it. Thank you so much. We're so excited to get out there, Traci. Thank you for sharing your time with us, and we'll see you in June. Thanks so much.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.